5.5, this is the U sub technique. That means we are changing from the integral in x into the integral in u. And this one, starting from the complicated one until we get into the simplified one or the less complicated. Okay, for example, if you have the integral of the cosine of 3x with respect to x, okay, so this one, you can see it as the use of the regular, the antiderivative. But if you use the u sub, think about the composite function. We have the outer function as a cosine, the inner as a 3x. So the technique of using the u sub in general, if we see the composite function, we can let u be the inner function, which is 3x. After you set up the u or introduce a new variable u, you can find the differential u, which is the derivative multiplied by dx. And on a side note here, from the transformation from the derivative to the differential, we find the derivative, which is 3, and then put together in the differential form. So the differential u is the derivative multiplied by dx. And after that, you substitute into the original integral, which means we have the integral cosine. Now it becomes cosine of the variable u, and the dx, it's gonna be changed in the form of du. There are a couple ways to handle that. Last time, what I show you, divide all by 3, or to just rewrite it as to fit in the form of the term that appears in the integral form. What you would do, if you see this as a cosine of the u, is already replaced with the cosine u. I mean, the cosine of 3x is replaced with the cosine u. For the dx term, you can work on the prep work here that I put on the side as du equals 3 dx. We can rewrite it as dx equals 1 over 3 times du, and then replace the dx with 1 over 3 times du, and put it back into the new integral form that's supposed to be all involving the variable u. So the dx is the term 1 over 3 times du. And after that, you just manage the term that you have or rewrite it in the manageable form. So the coefficient 1 over 3 can be brought to the front of the integral sign. Now we have the 1 over 3 multiplied by cosine u du. And then the problem that you have now in the simplified form or in the less complicated integral form, that you can apply the basic antiderivative rule to get the result. For this problem, we have the integral of the cosine u. Think about what function that its derivative is cosine. Okay, on the side note here, the derivative of the sine with respect to u, we know is cosine u. So that's the formula we could think of. Recall, when you find the antiderivative, you think backwards, okay? Now, the integral of the cosine u becomes sine u. Since this is the indefinite integral, because there are no lower limit, upper limit, you're going to add c at the end, and c is called the constant of integration. Okay, after you get the antiderivative, the last step, you're gonna replace u with the term that you assign at the beginning. In our case, u is 3x. So the result is 1 over 3 multiplied by sine of 3x, and then plus c as a result. So as you see the flow of the problem, you can see it as the beginning part introduced the variable u to replace typically the inner function. As you see, the composite function appears in the problem, which is cosine of 3x. Inside is the inner function, let it be u, and then find the differential du. After that, you replace it into the problem. and then find the antiderivative. And the last one, you substitute back into the terms of the x. Okay, so there are 4 general steps to work on the U-sub technique, or to use the U-sub technique to find the antiderivative of the complicated function. Another one, the integral of the tangent x with respect to x. If you think about the antiderivative, or the function that its derivative is the tangent x, you do not have that. The one that you might think of would be the one, let me write on the slide here. You could think of like the derivative of the tangent x is secant square x, but we cannot use for this problem because it's gonna be the other way around. Now, for this situation, even though you don't see it as a composite function, okay, but you can rewrite this as another form of the trigonometric function. Think about what would be the equivalent form of the tangent x, another form of the tangent x.
Sine divided by the cosine.
Yes, very good. So the sine x over cosine x with respect to x. Okay, so with this way, you can see sine and cosine involving in the problem, and the relationship of sine and cosine. The derivative of sine x is cosine x, and the derivative of cosine x is negative. Recall when you begin with the letter c for the function, the derivative is negative in sine. So the derivative of cosine is negative sine x. So think about when you use a U-sub technique, you're gonna introduce the new variable u, and then the next part, you're gonna find the differential of the variable that you just set up. Kind of not just stop in one step. You're gonna have to think ahead. Okay, and then what next? What next? What else that we can use to put pieces together to find a solution? For this case, you see the numerator sine, denominator cosine. One is in some form of derivative of the other. You have to think about what would be the appropriate u variable that we can use for this problem. And then the next part, after you know that term is the new variable u, what is the differential of the term that you just used? And after you see those 2 pieces, when you put them together, it should replace completely. It should be substituted completely into the original integral form, and then give you the simple form of the antiderivative or the integral that you can find the answer in the easy way. Okay, so this case, you could think of, all right, if we put u as the sine x, and then the next part, the differential u, is going to be in the term of cosine x dx. For this one, when you replace into the problem, sine x over cosine x with respect to x, you can replace the sine with the u form. How about du? Du is supposed to be in the form of the product of the cosine and the dx, not in the division form like this. So this choice doesn't work. Do you guys follow? Because after you replace the sine x with the u, you're going to have u multiplied by 1 over cosine x dx, which is not equivalent to the du that you just set on the side here. So they are not the same. So this choice doesn't work. So you're going to pick another choice. Another choice would be like you're going to have u as cosine x instead. If u is cosine x, the differential u is negative sine x multiplied by dx. Work on the main problem. This one, as you see, sine x dx, similar to what you have on the side here. Almost the same, except the sign is opposite. You rewrite it. I would suggest you to write as a product so you can see wherever the term gonna be replaced with whatever the term. So here, the u is cosine. So this place is replaced by u. And then another piece, the sine x dx. Okay, if you don't want to deal with the coefficient, or is kind of gonna confuse you at some point, so you could do this way, like you solve for dx. Dx is du divided by negative sine x, and then replace it into the main integral form. So what we get is the integral of 1 over u, because cosine is the u, and then multiply by sine x. And what is our dx? Dx is du divided by negative sine x. So this way you can see the sine and sine reduce, still have negative coefficient involving into the problem. And now simplify, after you reduce the sine x from the numerator and denominator part, we still have negative. So bring negative out front and work on the integral of 1 over u du, which is natural log absolute value of the u. Okay, don't forget to add c. And then replace the last step. The u is cosine, so bring it back into the problem to get the answer. Let me clean up the space a little bit, so this way it doesn't work. So now our problem, our result gonna be negative natural log absolute value of cosine x plus c. So this example, not in the form of the composite function that you could see very clear, the u gonna be the inner function, but you can think about what would be the equivalent form that we can see as a product of some terms of the u and the differential u. Okay, like two situations that you could think of when you have to use a u-sub technique. All right.